Hey, good morning, guys. All right, so we're going to shift gears today. This week we've had an opportunity to read, geez, what has it been? Six different entries from Freedom Riders. All right, and as you did that work, we asked you to identify universal themes that you discovered in your reading, and then we also asked you to share your first impression of the writer of the diary entry. Today we're going to shift gears. Okay, we're going to move from discovering universal themes to now stating universal themes. Okay, so the work's going to get a little bit harder. All right, and so please know that though this is a learning check. We don't mean that to cause you any undue stress. It's just what we mean by that is like it gives us an opportunity to respond to your work with some feedback against some specific success criteria that we're going to give you. So you've had experiences with theme statements before, uh, and so today it's just going to be adding to that experience. All right, and hoping that we move closer to being able to successfully do that. All right. So this is how I want you to think of theme statements. A theme statement is just simply something that captures what the writer was wanting to reveal about a universal theme in his or her work. All right, it moves from the topic of the theme, like let's say fear. All right, to well, what about fear? All right, what did the author want to say about fear? What is the message they wanted us to leave their work with? All right, and so we go from the topic or the idea of theme to the now, so what about the theme? All right, and so really what you're going to have a chance to do is to take some of those discoveries, all right, and move them to the so what. Okay, and so with that, down here below is a table. All right, and in that table you're going to find the six different texts. All right, I have provided an example for you for the first one, the white student, and I'll get to that in just a moment. And then that leaves five others. Okay, I need you to choose three of the five remaining. All right. It doesn't matter to me which ones, but I want you to do three total. Ideally, if you'd like to do all five, that would be great. I don't think it'll take you that much more time, and I think it's good practice. But I'm going to leave that up to you. Okay. And so at the very least, you need to do three of the five. If you've already read them and done the work, then it's going to be pretty simple, I think, because you've already identified universal themes that you thought were present in the text. Okay, now it's just about selecting one of those and moving that from theme to theme statement. Okay, and so if you need the text, there are links right here. You can also go back to the work you did. A lot of it I've already returned if you've submitted it. If I haven't returned it yet, you can always unsubmit it to get back to it. Enough on that. Okay, and so this is what we would like you to do. I would like you, we, whatever, would like you to identify a universal theme, all right, that you discovered in the text, okay, and then I need you to turn that theme into a theme statement, okay, and I need you to do that with this success criteria in mind, all right. So here are the things that I'm going to look for when I judge your theme statements, okay. First, that it's written as a complete sentence, okay. Muy importante, all right. It has to make sense. It has to be a complete sentence. It needs to be a generalization about a universal theme. Okay. We're still thinking big idea here. And what I mean by generalized is it refers not only to the text, but it also refers to the human experience in general. And so, with that, and this will be a struggle for some of you, you have to avoid referring specifically to the text. Okay. Um, for example, look at my statement here. Sometimes our fear impacts how we see the world around us. Okay. I believe that that is what the writer was trying to reveal in the writing, okay, about fear. Okay. Now, if it had not been general and I had made specific references to text, it might have sounded like this. Sometimes or the boy's fear made him see the kids in the class differently. All right, that is limited only to that text now. All right, and that is not a theme statement because it's not general enough. And so sometimes our fear impacts how we see the world around us. It needs to be true in the text and it needs to be true in life. So please try to avoid referring specifically to the text. Make sure your statement is clear and concise. Word choice. I shouldn't be scratching my head wondering what you're talking about. All right. And some of us will fall into the trap here of trying to be clever with our statements. Okay, be clever, but be clear if you're going to be clever. All right. And so that will be something I give you feedback on if I think that you're not being as clear and concise as you could or should be. Avoid writing the command. You're not giving directions, okay, or advice. Okay. That's not what theme statements are. Um, and if you avoid using you, you will help steer yourself away from doing that. So that's why the bottom one there is avoid using you. All right. And as best you can, demonstrate some depth in your thinking about the text. All right. Avoid just stating the obvious, no cliches. All right. So if I had said something like, we all experience fear, while that is true, all right, it's really kind of a duh, you think. All right. It's kind of a stating the obvious. All right. And so there has to be a little bit of depth to that. And so do the best you can there. We'll circle back to this criteria with our um, next bout of work that we're going to be doing. All right. So it is with these criteria in mind that I want you to give your best shot and come up with 3 themes and theme statements. And then after you have checked your 3 statements, I want you to select one that you think best represents your ability at this time to state a theme successfully. And I want you to highlight that. All right. And it'll be that one specifically that I give you feedback on. All right. So to review really quickly here, guys, you're going to identify a theme and write a theme statement for 3 of the 5 texts that remain here. All right. You are going to check that work against the criteria right here. You are then going to select the one that you think best represents your work right now in terms of successfully writing a theme, and you're going to highlight that for me. And then you're going to submit this. Okay. So 3 of the 5, you can do all 5 if you want. I think it would be good practice, but I'm going to leave that up to you. Hopefully this helps. If you need more clarity, please reach out and I will try to do an even better job. Okie dokie, chicos. Happy Friday.